let's move on to the game between the future champions of this tournament and Atlanta. And I told you all before, man. I told you, do not sleep on RBNY against Atlanta. We know how to play them. They can't beat us unless Chris Armas makes a mistake. And he didn't make a mistake today. He executed his game plan perfectly. Granted, this wasn't Atlanta's best team. We know that. We know that Josef wasn't there. We know that they didn't start Remedy. We know Barco was on the bench. And we knew this about 4 minutes after Red Bull took the lead and every announcer started making the excuses for Atlanta. We all knew this. But that doesn't matter. Because if everybody was just supposed to play up to their level of the team that they're playing, what would this tournament be? It would just be a bunch of people playing down to FCC level. That's stupid. We played them the way they were supposed to play. The player to watch, Florian Valot, opened the scoring after receiving the assist of the year from Kaku. What an absolute dime of a pass. I watched that thing like 10, 12 times. So beautiful.
I would argue Polito's was nicer, but we'll get to that.
I would argue that if Tyler Miller didn't forget what position he was playing.
Just the assist.
Wait,
I would argue that if Tyler Miller doesn't forget the position he's playing, that assist doesn't even count. So we'll talk about
this
that.
This isn't the Sporting Kansas City review. Let's stay on topic.
Fine.
We're going to get to that.
Yeah, we are. We pressed high. We made Atlanta uncomfortable in the first half. We made them play on our terms. And then Armas utilizes the super subs of Alex the Goat Mawil and the year of Omir Fernandez and just ran down every defender who had the ball. If they got past us, have him, bro. Put him on the ground. Take a yellow, whatever. Put him on the ground. Do not let them build up. Do not let them get comfortable. And that was brilliant. You do that, and then you throw in one clutch save from David the Hat Jensen right in the dying moments. It was, oh, man, I missed Red Bull almost giving me a heart attack. I really did. Chris Armas got this spot on. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Go out there, get the lead early, press them high, make them uncomfortable, use your subs as soon as 60 minutes hits. Use your subs, run them down. We are a fit team. We're a pressing team, and that is what we need to look for. And that's what we did. Everybody did their part. If we're talking about players of the game, I'm actually going with multiple players here, and it's everybody on the back line with a special emphasis on Aaron Long. You know, everybody worked hard. Everybody worked together. Everybody covered, defended, worked back. But Aaron Long had that one play, I think it was like 70 minutes in, where he just bolted on a counterattack and caught up. You know, we had a three-player defensive unit around, I think it was Castro at the time. And he was trying to run on, and we had two people blocking, and Aaron Long comes in, takes it back, and wins the ball back. And, you know, he just had a ton of those plays where he just kind of came in and put his body on the line. So I'm giving Aaron Long, or the entire defense, my player of the game. And then I'm also going to say that my worst player was probably Castro for Atlanta. He was just bad, man. He was just poor. He probably needs a few more games to get his feet wet, but I think, he had 3 shots that went over the bar from 10 yards, something like that. So he wasn't good enough to play Josef. He probably wasn't good enough to be on the pitch as long as he was. But that's my breakdown. Up the Red Bulls. Connor, well done. I thought it was a good game. Another one from us, but have anything to add on that?
I think that you kind of nailed it with Armas really getting down the strategy for the game. Get an early scrappy goal, and then pack it in and rely on Atlanta being rusty and missing their star striker and playing physical and knowing that there's a good chance that they can't get the offense going. And that's exactly what happened. I think that Atlanta were the better team, even though they didn't win. And eventually they will start to get it together. One thing that people have to remember is not only are they coming in rusty, but a lot of those guys that started that game have not been playing there for a while. So it's a lot of chemistry issues that are in there as well. Castro's first game, Rosetto's first game, Meza's third. That's like the 5th time Mo Adams has ever played for us. So there's a lot of chemistry issues they got to work on as well. So it's going to take some time, and it may not happen in this tournament. We'll have to see. But I think the potential was there, and they could get it together eventually. But, you know, Armas came out with a good strategy, knowing what he needed to do. He had the team to do it, and he executed it perfectly, and that's why they got the win.
Yeah, I want to give two special mentions. One to David Jensen's mustache because that thing is glorious. He wasn't wearing his hat, but
The mustache makes up for it.
mustache is more than makes up for it. And then for Atlanta, George Bello. I mean,
Oh, what a lad.
so
Yeah,
he
right,
was
Bello.
unbelievable at points.
Oh, man. Yeah, I would say if Red Bull didn't win and they tied this game, I think George Bello probably takes one of the players of the match.
Yeah.
Guzan had a good game too, him and his bald ass head, but whatever. Yeah, man, that game could have easily been 2 or 3-0 if it hadn't been for him being him. So, yeah, like I said, real happy with the way that Red Bull continue to prove that player name doesn't matter. It's the system you play and who buys into it. You can laugh all you want, man. We haven't lost a game yet.
Yeah, I know. It just makes me laugh when you talk about the Red Bull system when we bring in like Jorgensen, who's never going to play for us because he fit the system.
I just saw a comment on that. Like, are we ever going to get a return on investment on this Jorgensen guy? And everybody's like, we should probably just get rid of him at this point.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see where he goes. But granted, he's only 19 still, man. He's got time.
Sure.
Listen, he might not have as much potential as somebody like Jesse Lingard right now, but eventually he might.
Jesse Lingard's my age.
It doesn't matter. He still has Ronaldo type potential.
He's a wonder kid. He's a wonder kid.
15 more years, he'll be great. He'll be in his prime.